Many of us associate the summer months with a wealth of healthy food options to fill our plates and stomachs, but our next guest is here to tell us that the winter months can also be quite bountiful. Joining me is registered dietitian and personal trainer Robin Berry. Kaden, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So let's go through your superfoods that you brought with us, but first tell us what makes a superfood.
A superfood is just a food that has a lot of nutrients and a lot of benefits to our bodies. So this time of year, it's holiday season, and we're going to a lot of parties, eating and drinking more than usual. So I advise my clients it's a better idea to focus on the foods you may not be eating. So if you include those in your diet, you're less likely to indulge at your holiday parties.
Okay, great. And I love the bountiful foods you brought with you here that are all readily available in the winter. Let's start with clementines.
Clementines are high in fiber and vitamin C. They're also small and they're portable. And I like to call them a slow food because it takes a while to peel them and take the segments apart, so the fiber will actually fill you up. It takes often 20 minutes for your brain to register that your stomach is full.
And that's a good way of keeping you slow when you're peeling the clementine.
Definitely.
Now, nuts are also something that you recommend. We love nuts, but we hear that they're high in fat.
Right. Everyone is afraid of nuts because they're high in fat and they're high in calories. But the thing about nuts, you only need a little bit to kind of fill you up. So 15 to 25 nuts, or the amount that fits in the little cup of your hand, is enough to take that edge off before you go to a holiday party, and you're less likely to indulge when you get there. Now, they do have fat, so you don't want to overdo it, but they contain the good fat, monounsaturated fat, omega-3s, and they also have fiber, which helps fill you up too.
Do you recommend a certain type of nut?
All nuts have different properties.
Okay.
What you want to make sure of is when you're reading the label on the package of nuts, you want to make sure that there's no added oil or sugars or starches, because there are certain brands that put a lot of additives in.
Okay, good to know. Now, I love that you included the squash there. I love that. And the yams. Are those similar in taste?
Sweet potato is potato-like in consistency. It's sweeter than a regular potato, but it's a great substitute because it has more nutrients. It has a lot of vitamins A and C and potassium. It's also higher in fiber than a regular potato. And because it's sweet, you're less likely to put on all the sour cream and butter.
Right.
So it's a healthier option.
How do you recommend preparing it?
Sweet potato, either baked in the oven, or you can chop it up and drizzle olive oil over it and put it in the oven and make chips.
And is that what you would do with the winter squash as well?
That's butternut squash.
Oh, butternut squash, okay.
And in the form that you see it where it's not cut open, it's really hard to cut.
Yeah.
So a lot of stores sell it cut up, so it's easier to do. One recipe that I like a lot is I take the cut up butternut squash and I put in dried cranberries and onions and put it in the oven with some cinnamon, little olive oil.
Sounds
It's
delicious.
really good. Yeah.
Sounds yummy, yummy. Now, the next food that you brought with you, some people are going to insist they hate, which is kale.
Kale. Kale
It's a tough
is,
sell to some people.
I know it is, my husband included. Kale is one of the most healthiest foods that exists today. It actually helps detoxify your body, which is why you're hearing a little bit more about it today, because detox diets are popular and the green drinks and the smoothies. It is also really high in vitamins K, A, and C, and calcium and potassium. It's high in omega-3s. It is also high in fiber, so it helps reduce cholesterol.
Wow, it truly is a superfood.
Really, it
Wow.
is. You can have it raw in a salad, and it tastes great if you have a salad dressing on it or other ingredients in your salad. You can steam it. You could also serve it sautéed with olive oil, or as you see right here, we have some chips.
I have to try this because I've never seen a kale chip before, I must confess, so I'm intrigued. What is on this? It looks like it has a little orange.
That one
fleck.
has a little bit of spices and cashews and sesame seeds. It has a nice flavor. What do you think?
Yummy. Yummy.
It's good, right?
So those chips have all the same nutrients as the raw kale?
Yes.
All right, I could do that. I could do the chip.
Chips are good. And you can make them at home, too. If you drizzle olive oil over them and put them in the oven,
Well,
you can make them yourself.
I love that. Thank you for introducing us to
Sure.
something that's so healthy and
Sure.
kind of new. Now, what about the dates? We love dates, but I always thought they were more like a dessert, that they had a lot of sugar.
No, dates are high in fiber, like any fruit. They're really good for you for that reason, but they're also high in iron and B vitamins.
Oh,
and
yeah.
again, like the nuts, you don't want to overdo it because they are high in calories. Dried fruits have a lot of concentrated sugar, but it's natural sugar. But if you make a nice trail mix with your nuts before a party, again,
chop up a little date.
Yeah, it's good to have a snack before a party so you don't overindulge when you get there.
Yes, absolutely. And pears, lovely winter fruit.
Pears are high in vitamin C and fiber. They are very hypoallergenic, so anyone who has food allergies, kids, or food sensitivities, even adults, they're great to include in your diet. Also, if you slice them, you can put them on a salad. They would even taste great in your salad with kale to kind of make the kale a little bit sweeter. And poached pears or baked pears with a little bit of cinnamon in the oven can be a great dessert.
Are pears healthier than apples, let's say?
Not necessarily.
No.
It's just a different fruit, and I always advise my clients to try to get a rainbow of colors and a variety.
Right.
It's always great to get variety.
Robin, thank you so much
Thank
for these
you
winter
for having me.
superfoods.